With this new single, Forgive Me Not, and this new EP, Serial Experiments, coming to all platforms June 15th, we've invited Campocalyspe for his first ever full-length interview. How you doing, gang member?
So, just, chilling, thugging with my rounds.
Thugging with my rounds.
Thugging with my rounds.
That's something. So, just real quick, what is your deal with non-binary cooter bone?
I mean, cooter bone is cooter bone. You can't be too picky in these streets, man. Sometimes.
But it seems like you have sort of an integration when it's coming from non-binaryism,
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an acquired taste that you gotta get to. So. For real though, I think I made a video on TikTok about how a lot of the girls I date are queer, and then I said I also date non-binary people. So it just kind of the shit just kind of interlaps a lot. A lot of my last relationship, they came out as non-binary. So it's just a lot of people just keep coming out as non-binary. It's your pronoun ain't really when how I feel about you shit. So it's just whatever. But also not in every relationship obviously, but I feel when it comes to when you take the binary out of it, it just it flows. It's not a lot of weird expectations from a man or a woman or whatever the fuck you got going on. So it really was just on some joke because social media was that they them pussy type shit, but it's really
that was
honestly in this a real level I mean they just people. If you attractive and you look like something and we vibe, let's get it on. I don't got shit to do. That ain't got shit to do with me. That you just added. Yeah.
Real shit. And just to add on to that, I mean, I definitely agree with you. I don't know the whole I don't know. There's a lot of expectations from gender itself, and it's just we're all people. Why the fuck do we? Who cares? If you bad, you bad, bitch.
If you bad, if you bad and you streaming the music, you bad and you streaming the music. I can't
straight like that.
Stream visible evil or IP 1.5 type shit. I don't care about a fucking pronoun. I'm trying to book a show.
Real shit. Nobody got time for that. Are you streaming the music or not?
Yeah, literally. Are you?
Speaking of music, with the recent songs you dropped in the last year or so, there's been a reoccurring producer that's been, popping up, a few of them actually. Quincy Devon and Pillbreaker. That y'all did to collaborate.
So when I got into Infinity Posse on the Discord, I had with the exception of the one song I had on SoundCloud, I had no music. I have a bunch of music, but I've never dropped it and I don't like what I made. So I was gonna drop Smoking on my X bag, and I don't really know how to mix my own shit. I know, but not how to make it sound the way I want. So when everybody was kind of saying what kind of music do you make at the time? I mean, I still do it, but at the time my main focus was plug and B, and those are the two main producers that said they will make plug and B. So it's Pillbreaker because that was the first producer that I got this with. He said he wanted to mix Smoking on my X bag, and then he just became the go-to person to mix my songs. And he had a bunch of drum and bass music that he was oh, I want you to do vocals. And he had a song on SoundCloud called Once Upon a Time, which I think he took down, or it got a copyright, whatever.
Yeah, I saw that.
So he took the song down, but me and Pillbreaker, we was working the most together because he was outside of mixing my stuff. He was making plug and B, and then Quincy. This is when we was first starting on IP tapes. It was supposed to be an EP, and it was a different title, whatever. Quincy just kept making a bunch of beats, and nobody was really using them. So I made this While High, which is my first release on all plats. This is we were trying to figure out what was going on with the tape, and then Quincy made that beat, and nobody was really rapping on it, and I just made it as a joke off of work. Literally got high and made the song on being left. And then Quincy was it's hard, and then you mixed it. And then it was just those were the only two people really sending me work. So I was just okay, I don't really have to pay for beats, and then they get to experiment without these weird expectations from higher artists and shit. So it's we were both just growing together. And what really like blended everything is like some of my best songs I've made with both of them. Like when I made I Miss You Bae, it was really kind of like to heal the wound that like the original Need Me that's on SoundCloud. And like me and Pillbreaker were just like really working with like how to do plug and beat but still like make it my own without like biting off of other people.
Right.
And then Quincy was when he made The Greatest, he was still because a lot of Quincy's beats weren't plug and beat, they were just like regular rap records. So he's learning too. So it really, because of those are the main people that I work with, and I feel like they really do capture like my sound because it's different. I feel like Pillbreaker does plug and beat, but he really incorporates like the R&B melodic side of it.
Yeah, he's
where
very
it's
melodic.
like if you listen to songs like I Miss You Bae or I Miss You Bae 2 or Visible Evil, it's very like melodic, kind of like just kind of like vibrant, like very bright. And then Quincy really like bodies like the plug dark element where it's like the plug genre. So like the greatest 2, like Something for the Kids, like it has like that grit. And I think that brings like two different sides out of me. Like in the sense of like I do a lot more vocally different things with Pillbreaker because it's like R&B and that's like the genre I really want to be doing, but I can't sing. And then like with the like Quincy's like dark plug, I really get on my cocky, condescending, like talking my shit. So it's like what a lot of these plug and beat artists, they either fall into one group, a lot of them can't really balance it. Whereas I feel like with these two different producers and I'm getting two different like sources of material, I can bring two different things. But like those are my niggas for real. Like they are like the only two main producers besides Vivid Worker who did like some of the melodies on some of the songs on like Visible Evil. Me and Pillbreaker got like a collab EP coming out on June 15th, and then I'm about to start working with Quincy. So, but I feel like they really understand like my artistry and like how I want to capture and how I want to
take it to basically.
Yeah, like basically like they execute it really well for me, and I feel like I work really well with them. Not saying like I won't work with other producers in like IP or like I don't like working with them, but like those are like my main two producers. Like if I have an idea, Quincy gets it. If I have an idea, Pillbreaker gets it. And it's like whether it's for SoundCloud or for the group or for myself, I feel like they really match what I got going on, and I really like appreciate that.
Hell yeah! Shout out Q and PB.
Shout out to Q and PB, man.
Shout out the goats. So
Shout out.
let's just take a little step back real quick. And when was the first time that you really told yourself and you really felt that you wanted to be an artist?
That's like a real loaded question. I think like growing up, I've always wanted to be like an entertainer, but like every kid want to be on TV, every kid want to be on Disney. But I think like it was just like it made the most sense. Like I feel like I never really dreamed of being anything for real. Like my grandma retired when I was like mad young, so all she was in the house was just like being in the house getting checks. So I was like, I kind of want to like work from home. Like I don't know what I wanted to do, but I was like, I want to work from home and I want to have fun. But all my life, people are like, you're so funny. They used to tell my mom he needs to be on like TV, he needs to work with Tyler Perry, he needs to do Disney, like all this stuff. And I never really thought I was funny. I just be saying shit and niggas was laughing. But I was doing all these talent shows and shit. But I was like, yeah, maybe this is something I want to do. Like I remember being like mad young, watching like those E! News like interviews or like those VH1 Driven or Behind the Music. I was like, I think I want to do that. And I remember when Michael Jackson died, I was kind of like confused because like
R.I.P. Mike.
Like rest in peace of Mike. But like I kind of like went through like this weird hyperfixation with him. It was him, the Olsen twins, and like Soulja Boy, right?
I think every black child when Michael Jackson that was alive when Michael Jackson died had a fixation on MJ, real shit.
Like top 10 black people, bro. Like top 10.
Literally.
Like literally, and he's number one. Like that's the thing. So so I was just like, so I remember like asking my mom like, how did Michael Jackson get famous? Because like I never knew a life when he wasn't famous. Like that's like the type of shit I'm talking about. Like he's been famous for like, I want to say he died in like 08, 09.
09. I think
09. That has to be like 5 generations, like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and then 2000s. So that's like, I never know a life where he wasn't famous. So I'm like, how did he get us started? And my mom was like, well, his dad was his manager. And I was kind of like, not like thinking about it. I just said, well, how come you never managed me? So I think like my mom was like, oh, he's serious. So like from then on, I was doing like auditions. We was getting scammed though. Those fucking Disney Channel auditions that were not fucking real.
Yeah,
We were getting
right.
scammed,
Niggas
but
get jugged.
I was doing Disney Channel auditions. I went to like performing art camps. I was always in talent shows. I was in boy bands, like really like trying to start a YouTube channel, like in middle school, like really was trying to do it. But basically, so I wasn't even really on like the music tip. It was really just kind of like, you know, and you black and you go to predominantly black schools. Freestyling is like, that's stuff we always did, like making little rap songs at summer camp, not taking it serious. But you know, I would just like bounce from it. It was like one minute I really wanted to do acting, and then every now and then it's like I kind of want to be a rock star or Usher. But it was really just like either be Rob Zombie or be Usher, like real shit, like with music. So I wasn't really thinking about rap. I was really good at it. So then, you know, I had my fair share of boy bands, did the little rap thing. And then it was really like the rap game, like the show with like Jermaine Dupri with like all those kids. I was like, damn, I kind of want to do it. And I think I auditioned. I don't know. Obviously, I didn't fucking get it, but I don't know if they even saw it. But you know, I was just kind of like, I kind of want to do it. And then like the SoundCloud era, that was really like popping when I was in high school. So I was like, yeah, I want to be on do Rolling Loud. I kind of want to be on No Jumper, like because back then No Jumper was like
Before all the
all the weird shit, like
was
before all the
washed.
weird
Yeah,
shit.
before
I
all the
wanted
weird
to
shit.
like do an XXL freshman cipher. I wanted, you know, I wanted to be like Little Pump in them, like just talking shit. Like I really wanted to live that, and like I wanted to be YBN, and that's like kind of how like me and my friends like Tristan and CJ, like we were trying to do that, and it was like our favorite artists like at the time, like Uzi and Cardi. Shout out to them. But they was not really dropping a whole lot of red, or like I believe it was like Little Uzi versus the World 2. That's like what was supposed
Eternal
to be.
Take.
Eternal Take.
Yeah, that's what everybody was waiting on. He only dropped that. I think he dropped that in 2020. The actual like, and it was something different. But continue.
Yeah, it was like the deluxe or some shit. But like at the time, like we was waiting on that, so we jokingly was like, we gotta save the rap game, bro. Like we gotta like get in the booth. And it was just kind of like we was serious, but I was the one that was really serious. Like we kind of would do like little like freestyles. Like we would call on FaceTime and we would like talk and we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna like freestyle. We're gonna do like our little studio sessions. But like I was thinking long term. Like I was thinking about us like at the time I was like, I don't want to sign a deal, but I was like, we should probably sign a deal because like 3 of us, like we should sign a deal, do like 3 little mixtapes, and then the clout we got off that, we just drop our own stuff. I was thinking about like getting our names copywritten. I was thinking about us making like not only a joint SoundCloud but like a separate one. We were trying to book studio sessions, so I was taking it serious. But then, you know, egos and heads bumped, so we kind of like like, I won't say we fell out, because we did, like me and Tristan fall out a lot, not like on some real serious shit, but you know, like with you and your best friend, like we all too much alike. It's like
type shit.
He's an Aquarius, I'm a Leo, so it's like the same person in different fonts, so we really just like get on each other's nerves. So Tristan went to the military. I don't really know what the fuck CJ be doing. Like we just kind of like the group kind of like disbanded, but I was like really serious on it. And then like quarantine happened and everybody was trying to make music, or they was doing OnlyFans. So I was like, yeah, I kind of really want to do this music thing. And when lockdown happened, I thought it was gonna be temporary. That shit was like for like a good 5-6 months. So I was working at this job I hated. You know, stuff was happening at my house, and I was like, I want to be creative. Started doing TikTok. Because I was getting viral off of TikTok, I kind of was like, oh, music, if it happens, it happens. But I think like what really made me was like, I gotta do it, is like I went through a breakup like in 2022, right? And it was just kind of like, I'm getting older. Like I'm 21 in rap. That's like I'm Unk. Like niggas is really calling me Unk in my comment section. So it's like you don't have any music out. You have like one song, which is like a diss to like your ex. It's like you don't got but so many years left to really be like a rapper. I'm not really trying to be a rapper at 28 talking about something. I got ops, nigga. Go to work. Like I don't really want to be a rapper at 28. So it's like,
go take care of your kids.
Go take care of your kids. Go pay your fucking mortgage. Like you old ass nigga. Like I don't want to be a fucking goober. Like so it's like, all right. I was just like, I'm gonna just do it. Like I'm gonna just build up the courage to do it. I re-downloaded BandLab, started figuring out how to do shit, and then like I kept talking about it on my IG story, and then like you was like, join Infinity Posse. I think this was like the 4th or 5th time you asked me, and I was like, why not? Like worst case scenario, nothing happens, nothing takes off, but at least I could say I tried. and I did it. Got the distro kids, started putting stuff on SoundCloud. People, was hyping me up in the comment section. People, at my job, they be listening to my music. My friends listen to my music. My neighbors be listening to my music. So real life was just like, I was just like, there's no plan B at this point. This is plan A, B, C, and D. So it's just like, that's like kind of my very long ass story about what's being an artist. But yeah, like I just recently started, like, I've always taken it serious, but like now I'm really like on my grind with this shit.
Locked
Like,
in, basically, yeah.
Yeah, like,
hell yeah. For sure. So you was talking about you blew up on TikTok. So you have blown up numerous times on TikTok since 2020, right?
yeah.
And most recently there was a time that you blew up on TikTok because you were talking about your grandmother
Yeah.
and she raised you in a Jewish household without having any, like Jewish ties to that. Now, I'm not asking this question out of like hate or anything, because me personally, as someone with a grandmother that raised them Jewish with no type of Jewish ties, I understand. But people would like to know a clarification on that, because just of how the world is burning right now.
Yeah.
Just a little, little tidbit about that, just to clear your day.
I made like several videos. It's like on a playlist on my backup page called Campocalyspe. It's like CAM, and it's like 3 3s R0 N. But for those that don't know, but I talked about this first on my main account. It was like when Kanye was doing his stuff, and I was like, I didn't know black people were being anti-Semitic. And then someone was like, well, your grandparents are anti-Semitic, and it's like, no, my grandma's actually like the least anti-Semitic person. So, and I talked about like how I was doing different like religions growing up that incorporated like Christianity, spirituality, and like Judaism. But then I was kind of like on my backup account, which is like now the main account because it has the more followers, ironically. It's really just like a diary. So I was just kind of like, I remember like, I just do story times a lot. So I'm like, I remember like my grandma made us like be Jewish. And I've already explained it, but for the people who didn't see it, basically, I come from a mixed background, like on both sides of my family, both with my dad and my mom, but mostly on my mom's side. And on my mom's mother's side, they're mixed with like 20 kabillion different things. Like the most I could tie it down to is like being Dominican, being Trinidadian, African American, and white. There's some other stuff, but I don't got the documentation. I'll just go off with documentations and the people that I can speak to. So my grandmother is technically biracial because her father is white. He's a white mixed man. He has 2 mixed parents, but he's white because race is based off of phenotype, right? But he's not Jewish. Like, he's from South Carolina. Is it South Carolina? It's one of the fucking Carolinas, the one where the Gullah Geechee people are, right?
Right.
So there wasn't practicing Judaism on those plantations. So she like randomly left and moved to like Boston, like just left, didn't tell anybody, impulsively. And I guess, back in the day, like she couldn't really give us so much work. So she was just like cleaning houses for like white people. And I guess she was cleaning houses for Jewish white people because a lot of Jewish people were allies in the black community, like during the civil rights movement. And I guess she got really infatuated. And I guess someone put her on to Barbra Streisand because like she just got like really obsessed with Barbra Streisand, which is not the first white woman she's like had a hyperfixation on, but this is like the most consistent besides Julie Andrews. So I was just like, okay. Now, the Judaism thing, like, she never converted. Like, a lot of people think she converted, or a lot of people think my mom is biracial and, like, he's Jewish. No, like, he's a black African American and indigenous man from, like, Georgia. Like, that nigga, no, he's not white. We're not Jewish. We didn't convert. She grew up, like, my grandma grew up Catholic, and she was low-key raising us Catholic. Well, not Catholic, Christian, because we were going to church. But she would just get... But she would get in these weird moods where she just wanted us to be Jewish. So we ate apples and honey. We were reading night. We were watching all these documentaries about like the Holocaust and like all this shit. And then when she no longer wanted to be Jewish, we were back in church on Sunday. So it was just like,
right.
She would just keep doing these little things. And at the time, I did not know this wasn't normal. Like, I was just like, oh, I guess we're Jewish. Like, it wasn't really a thing until like I realized like other black kids were not growing up Jewish who were not Jewish. Well, I don't know you, but I'll just say, like, for where I was living, like, everybody was like, because I remember, like, we were celebrating Yom Kippur, and I had like said it in class, and everybody just like looked at me, and I was like, "What's wrong with y'all? Y'all not celebrating Yom Kippur? Like, what the fuck?" And it was like, no, or like. At my school, was a black school, so we only celebrated Kwanzaa and Christmas. So I was like, well, what about Hanukkah? And everybody looked. I was like, oh, nobody celebrated Hanukkah? Like, it's just me? Like, what the fuck? So it was just like, and then I would go to these programs, and I'm like the only black person. Like, not even, like, there was not even like a half black person, a quadroon, just I'm the only black person. And like, they weirdly never made me feel weird. Like, nobody was kind of like questioning if I was Jewish. I was just like, all right, come here, like, whatever. And then I had like mad Jewish white friends, and then like my family's from like New York and New Jersey, so I will always be in New York and New Jersey, and like most of my friends, I mean, that's a melting pot of like different people, but like I would be like friends with like mad Jewish kids, and like it was never really a thing. I didn't realize it until like I realized, oh shit, we're not fucking Jewish. Like this bitch is just mentally ill. Like she's just doing whatever the fuck she wanted to do. So
right.
That's where it was, because like I found out. I mean, I kind of like eventually kind of realized he wasn't Jewish, but it wasn't really a big thing. I met Ash. For people who don't know Ash, that's the person y'all think I'm smashing, who was in the
I had a question about that. I had a question.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
but everybody, you know, people think we're together because they were in the I Miss You Babe video. No, that's my friend from high school. But they're Jewish, and I had said something, and Ash was like, "How do you know about that?" And I was like, "Oh, like my grandma raised us Jewish," and they were like, "What?" Like, yeah, my grandma's crazy. Like that's where we're at. So it was really just on some funny shit. Like, I can't believe that was my life. If you watch my content, a lot of it's story times about like the crazy shit that I go through. And that was it. But I guess a lot of people thought I was saying I was Jewish, or they were trying to say that I thought being Jewish was bad. No, I just think when you're lying to your kids and your grandchildren about being Jewish, and you're not fucking Jewish because you're obsessed with a celebrity who doesn't know you, yeah, I think that's kind of mentally ill. I think you got to scream listen, like. But yeah, no, I'm not Jewish. I don't want to convert to Judaism. I actually really prefer spirituality. That's where like my heart is like aligned with. Nobody is biracial. Well, I'm not. I can't speak for other people, but I'm not biracial. I have 2 black parents. Stop calling me biracial. Stop calling me Drake and Logic in my conversation. Like, stop asking, do I have if my mom is white, like that in Amanda Seals fucking interview? My mom is not white. Like, what are y'all talking about? I was not adopted by Jewish people. Stop. Like, y'all are dragging it. Ash is not my partner. Also, I'm not converting for Ash. Whoa. The fan fictions are getting crazy. Like, I don't know
Fanfic, the Wattpad stories is crazy.
Wattpad, the Loving versus Virginia Jewish Wattpad stories are frying me. Like, stop.
Campocalyspe says it here, folks. They're not together. Stop.
We're not together.
Get some help.
But what was the question about Ash?
So, what I was gonna basically you pretty much answered it. I was just gonna say, you know, the I Miss You Babe video. Now on IG in the description, it clearly states that the video is scripted. But I was saying you obviously have recently and since then like have just been met with a bunch of speculation. And then I was just gonna say like, what's the deal with you and Asher? But I mean, you basically got the point, which was good. Because I mean, that's good. Yeah,
because they were definitely dragging it. Like, I mean, like, let me clear the air. Like, I don't have a problem with like interracial dating. I've dated interracially. It's really not that big of a deal. And Ash is cool. Like, shout out to Ash. Like, there's some people I don't want to be tied to. Like, people I've dated in real life. Like, please don't dig that up. If you know, mind your business. Like, keep that to the ground. Like, I'd rather people think I'm dating Ash than my last relationship. But it was like this rumor has been starting since high school, like about me and Ash dating, like because Ash is, you know, like queer, non-binary, and white, and like we don't present the same way. Like the way I was with my friends and the way they are with their friends, like it's 2 different groups of people. So for some strange reason, people cannot fathom like that we're friends. And Ash used to get bullied in high school, so like I wasn't like their protector, but it's just like we was really like cool in that math class. So for me, it's like I sit with you every single day. I crack jokes with you every day. How do I look when I'm letting people, specifically boys, like press you out, try to fight you? Like that's fucking crazy.
Right, that's crazy as shit.
So I was just like, I'm not gonna let them like jump you. Like I'm not with the bullying thing. I'm not with the ganging up thing, especially when it's not even someone who's like rah rah rah. So a lot of people just
We
was
do
like,
not stand for that shit. We
yeah,
do
like
not
I
stand for
don't
that
like I
shit.
really don't like that shit. So a lot of people, I guess they thought because I was doing it, it was like, oh, are you fucking Ash? And what y'all got going on? It's like nothing. Like that's just my friend in math class. Like why would I let y'all jump? Like why am I like even though I'm not like trying to start the whole gender just whatever, but
Right.
biologically Ash is not even a fucking boy.
It's really
Like
like I was gonna say it's more of like it was different times and people like this is before like all
yeah,
everybody before society had that conscious thought that
yeah,
other people do fucking exist kind of deal.
yeah,
Because now times are very much different type shit. So
very,
so it's like even you back then you were just like, you know, I'm not this is just my homie. Like
yeah, like
y'all not finna be in here regardless of anything. Y'all just not
yeah,
finna
like
jump
we
through
was
that
just
shit. Like
chilling. Because like in
right.
high school, I think Ash was like identifying as like a trans man, and like cool. I don't give a fuck about none of that. It got nothing to do
Who
with me. But like
cares?
realistically speaking, though, like these boys are like way bigger than Ash. Ash can't physically fight these niggas, and Ash isn't
Right.
even really tall. Like Ash is like average height and was like very timid.
These
I'm
is
not going.
niggas?
Yeah, like these were like some football players. I'm not about to let these niggas like jump Ash. Like trans, straight, cisgender. Like I'm just not about to let them jump you, especially if we're cool like that. It was just like I'm not about to let these boys like beat this child up. Like that's fucking crazy. So I was just like, no, we're not together. And we didn't even really start hanging out until like I started dating their friend. And that's like when we really got like that's when me and Ash kind of like got like this. And then you know, quarantine happened and I graduated before Ash. Ash graduated like was in class 2021. I'm class 2019. So we kind of like we're in the like we're even though we're a year apart, we are in two different grades. So like mentally, like when I graduated, I never thought we'd see Ash again. Even when like me and their friend broke up, I was like, I don't really think me and Ash are gonna be friends. But we just like our friendship just like withstood the test of time type shit. Like we just really became cool. And with the I Miss You Babe music video, that was like the first time I spoke or seen Ash since like 2021. So we
Right.
got like so that was like reconnecting. But no, like people were just dragging it. Like at first it was funny, but like when every time I say something, it's like you and your white girlfriend. It's like, well, they're not a girl, and that's not my partner. So I don't know what the
Right.
fuck you're talking about. Like you're just dragging it. But nah, like every time we're around each other, people just like drag it. Like when we went to the Ren Fair, like people were just saying like y'all are such a cute couple, and I kind of get it. Like because like we know the relationship isn't like that.
Other
We kind of
people are
like
gonna
look.
perceive it a different way.
But like that was like the second time we were like out in public and our outfits kind of matched. And like I kind of like I look back at the video and I was like, yeah, this does look like that's my little shit for real. Like I could kind of see, but then at the same time, like we ain't kiss. I wasn't like they wasn't gyrating on me. Like we was really just like
Right,
at the
right.
mall,
Y'all
like
dead ass just hanging out type shit.
like
Like that.
genuinely just hanging out. Like if I play like the audio without like the music over it, like we're not even talking about shit, we're just like chopping it up. But like I kind of see it, I kind of get it, and like when it's jokes and it's like harmless, okay, cool, that could be like my work partner or whatever, because Ash is gonna start making music and it
All
whatever,
right.
we're gonna be around each other a lot, and they're gonna be in the second I Miss You Babe music video, so whatever. But I think like when people start like hypersexualizing the friendship and like just taking it way too far to the point where they're like harassing my friend and disrespecting their relationship, it's like I give y'all an inch, I'll take a fucking mile. Like you're dragging it. It's not that serious. Like we're not
Definitely.
fucking like yeah.
Motherfuckers
But
be like posters to IG reels. No, I'm not
yeah,
doing
yeah, literally no. Like I hate
no.
when my content hits IG. Like the comment section just gets really weird. It's
Me
like that
too.
train video. That train video. Oh my god, please take me out the fucking group chat.
They was literally like they was tearing you up,
I
bruh.
was like,
And
damn, y'all mad I don't want to have sex at 12? Like why are y'all
it's
mad?
so crazy when people port videos from TikTok and put them on IG.
Yeah,
You can literally see the difference in like the internet. Like like it's kind of low key like the dead internet theory,
yeah,
which is you know about that, right? Like the dead
yeah.
internet theory, where it's like there's most of the people you see in the comments aren't even real fucking people. That's like real shit. Like you scroll through like Twitter. I'm not calling it X, but you scroll through
Literally,
Twitter,
like not calling it X.
yeah, but you scroll through Twitter, bro. You scroll through threads and you see people that like just like you scroll through the current like with the shit going on in Palestine and Gaza. Like you scroll through any of those threads and you see these people with blue check marks just saying the most absolute craziest shit you can ever think of, and it's like that's not a real person. Like that's literally like an AI. That's an AI generated text. Like that motherfucker
It has
uses ChatGPT. There's no
but
real person
also
like that.
it also falls in like someone made a video and it was like people in this generation just lack media literacy. They lack literacy in general. They lack comprehension skills. They lack context and stuff. Because like in the video, it wasn't even about anything. It was really just like, damn, like this. I thought we was getting on an actual train. I didn't know this nigga was trying to have like a fucking orgy in the 7th grade. Like it was just like lost in translation. Everybody's laughing on there. It's like, this nigga's gay. He didn't want to have sex at 12. Whoa.
At 12?
Like, why? Like, damn, I can't keep my clothes on.
Right.
And then 2, it was just like, regardless of a sexual orientation, which like I don't know why every time my video goes viral, like that's like the first thing they start trying to like, they try to like bring up like a sexual orientation, which I've never specified and I'm not going to. But also it was just like, even if it was all niggas and we was in Atlanta and it was the first day of June, I'm not fucking at 12. Like, why are you? What? Like, it was just like, okay, you niggas are weird and you niggas are victims, and I'm not arguing with y'all.
You can't argue with a certain
like,
group of our people.
Yeah, I just block people now. Like, I don't even like even the video now that they're like jumping down my throat. It started off as trolling, but now it's just like y'all like
pause.
Why you say pause?
Because bro, you just said they was jumping down your throat. That is crazy.
Yo.
Yo, they were what?
Pause, nigga. This. Oh my god, you trying to have a Cameron and Mace moment? Oh my god, bro. Find me. Oh lord, I'm never beating those allegations. I'm never beating those allegations. At this point,
you're done for, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But you're from Harlem, right?
No, I'm a Bronx native.
Okay, so you grew up in the Bronx.
No, I didn't. I'm lying.
You're just lying. Like you're.
I'm not from. No, I'm so. I don't know where you got Harlem from. I don't know where.
Right, you just said that shit randomly in the group chat one day.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not from Harlem. I just be making shit up. Nah, the Bronx. If you follow me on TikTok, y'all get the Bronx reference. But I'm not from New York. A lot of people think I'm from New York. Ironically, I'm not. Like, people just keep saying, "Are you from New York and New Jersey?" No, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from North Philadelphia, North Philly. I guess you could say Delaware too, like Wilmington, Delaware. I say both interchangeably. But no, I'm not from Harlem. I'm not from New York. I don't even have a fucking accent, so I don't know what everybody's talking about. I knew you were a New Yorker. No, you didn't. I don't have a fucking accent. Like, you're lying. You're just lying. But I be lying about where I'm from, like as jokes. But no, I'm really from Philadelphia. I'm a 215 nigga to the day I die. 302 215 shit. But no, I'm not from Harlem.
For sure. So how was growing up in the 215?
So like, even though I'm from Philly in Delaware, like I lived in both of those places interchangeably, and I moved around a lot. So Philly, I will say, like, it's a very, like, if you're not from Philly, you're probably not going to understand, but it's a very black area. So like, I grew up in North Philly during like the early 2000s. So like, I grew up on like Floetry, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, The Roots. So Music Soul Child. So like, I will say, like, if you're not from, I mean, every area's blackness is different, but that was a very black area. Like, I grew up like seeing black women like with afros and sister locks, and like the natural hair movement really took prior to that. So I feel like for a black person, we have a lot of black historical things. Like, even the type of R&B music that I listen to, like, don't get me wrong, I love standard R&B, but I love like neo soul R&B. I love jazz. So it's a very like historical city, music wise. I think also Philadelphia rap, I won't say it rides the coattails of New York rap. It's gritty like it, but it's like just different. Like, the way they sample is way different. The way, like, Benny Siegel does not sound like no fucking Jay-Z or like A Tribe Called Quest. Like, it's very different. So it's like, I don't know, it's just like it's very gritty. That's like the best way I can explain it. And I think for my influence, it's like when I do start doing like the lyrical rap, or like when I will start doing like more R&B stuff, like I'm going to start trying to use like more live instruments, or like really kind of make it, I don't know how I can say it without, like, I feel like if you're not from it, you're not gonna get it, but it's just like, make it very more
Soulful?
Soulful, yeah, like very soulful. I feel like
Just
that's
more like give it more substance, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
more
Not
substance and more like raw emotion. Like it's not
for
watered
sure.
down.
That's
I
that's
think
what that's what every artist should chase, I feel like. And I think that might have been what you were saying, but every artist should definitely chase that substance and that wholeness and soulness of, your craft. And that should be what you follow as an artist. I just wanted to ask you, May 14th, 2020. Does that date sound familiar to you at all?
no, what happened on May 14th?
So on May 14th, 2020, Campocalyspe dropped a song called Irritating that is still up on
Okay.
SoundCloud. The description for this song, it says, "I was there to drop this."
Yeah.
Can you what is the story behind that? What happened about it? What was irritating you that day?
So I kind of like touched on this earlier about like the group shit. So we were making music, and I was making like our beats and like, cause I was like, all right, we rapping on with type beats, but I want to make different stuff. So I had made a bunch of beats for us because we were supposed to work on an EP, and then I didn't like necessarily fall out with everybody right then and there, but it was like we were getting to that point. Like Tristan was about to hit the military, and then like I was getting a job. Like everybody was trying to like really growing up after high school. So the Gemini, for those who don't know the Gemini, that's my narcissistic ex, right? So this was like the first time me and her kind of was like having problems, like for real. So she like randomly blocked me one day and like never like gave context, which now I know is because like her mom found out we was hooking up, but like her mom already knew that, so I don't even know why her mom was tripping. But like instead of saying like, yo, we're gonna have to like take a pause and us like hooking up or like being around each other, she just blocked me. It was just kind of like banging this narrative like Cameron's toxic and Cameron's bad for me. It's like, you a whole predator. Like what the like if we really want to talk about it, like you are the problem. Like what? So my ego was obviously shot. I was 18. Like
Right.
ego was shot. Hurt. I was a little hurt, especially because like you're gay. But you were at those Diddy parties, confirmed.
I definitely was not at the parties, bruh. Word is born.
But my ego was shot. I was 18, and like she was like subbing me on her story, so I was just like, I'm gonna just put in my music. Like I'm a sheather this bitch. Like I'm a body her. So like I had went on there and like I just basically said how I felt, partially joking, partially hurt, partially just was trying to like hit the 3-minute mark. And I was off a perk when I made it, and I made it in my bathroom. So like if you hear the song, like it starts off cool, and then like the perk takes over while I'm recording, and like that half part it just is like gibberish, so it's like not making any sense. Which ironically
The perk
this is
took over.
it took over. I just started spazzing. I was like, what the fuck? Because at the time I thought, oh yeah, I killed him. And then like I listened to that shit recently because I just I unprivate it. It was like I was like, what the fuck was I talking about? Which ironically, this is going to be like the first song on Q Notes. It's just gonna be a plug and B version, and we're going to make this shit go harder than how it once was. But I had sent it to my friends. They was gassing me. It was on SoundCloud originally for like a good 3 to 4 months, and then I was embarrassed by the song, so I like privated it. But for the initial drop, everyone was like, just drop it, it's so fire. And I was like, y'all niggas are some fucking liars. But I privated it, and then like as I was making music, something was just like, I don't know why I was so ashamed of the song. Like it's my very first song that I made years ago. Obviously it's not going to be as good as what I'm making now because I wasn't taking shit serious, but I basically was just like, fuck it, it's out there. Like, it's out there. I don't really think anybody's gonna like really stream it, so who cares? It's just really like getting in your own head. Like you kind of like, oh my god, this song is ass. But I always say like your first couple of songs like are gonna be ass. Like you don't really start making really good music until like your 5th song for real, or like when you've done it for at least like 6 months to a year. Like the more you do it, the better you get. Like what you know your voice, you know your audience, you know the type of artist that you want to be. And then at the end of the day, like ironically, a lot of people's worst shit is some of their best shit. Like a lot of artists, you interview them, be like, oh, what's your least favorite song? And it would be like the song that got them a fucking Grammy, like SWV Hate It Week, and that's like their best song. And it's like, wow, like put that in perspective. But Left Eye Hated Creep by like off the Crazy Sexy Cool album. And that's like the leading single. Like that's the one song that I feel like everybody knows of them. So it's like a lot of stuff like this. Where it comes to like irritating, I don't really hate anything, good, bad, or indifferent. I take it as a learning experience, and that's clearly where I was like in 2020 with like my music or like how I wanted to create. Obviously, I'm not gonna take a perk and let that take over again, but like I don't. The song it wasn't really like if I go back in time, I probably would have cleaned that verse up before dropping it. But yeah, they begged me to drop the song. I dropped it. If you see the comments from those of my friends, like yeah, this is fire, and I'm like, no. But yeah, they just dared me to drop it, and I was just like, fuck it, it is what it is.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah,
that's fire. It's definitely what you said about artists getting into their heads about, you know, their older music. I recently unprivated all my older music that I had privated. In fact, because I've been making music for like a long ass time. But
yeah.
I think every artist, once they get to that point where they stop unprivating their shit, because they stop unprivating their shit and they stop getting in their head about it. I feel like that's when another like artist, that's like another spot for them to like level up type shit and like the artistry.
For sure.
But what are some current songs that you just, you know, is in your current rotation right now? What's on your ears? What you think is besides your own? You know, obviously, you know, I know the first thing you gonna say was "Forget Me Not."
Forget Me Not, Lonely. You know, my EP that comes out June 15th. Gotta plug it. No, but songs that I'm like listening to like a lot. Running Late by Caribou. Like I really fuck with Caribou.
Shout out Caribou.
Shout out Caribou. Outside. I think her name is Anicia with Lotto.
Shout out Anicia.
My Collection by Autumn. Who else? Ironically, I really like Ariana Grande's last album, Eternal Sunshine. I think that shit is so fire. I like that. I've been listening to like a lot of TLC, like Fan Mail, Crazy Sexy Cool. My favorite song at the moment by them, it's like 3 songs. It's Come On Down, that's on the Fan Mail album. Something You Want to Know, which is on the TLC tip. And I've been listening to like a lot of like what's the song? It's like where I go. It's In Your Arms Tonight, which is on 3D. So a lot of TLC. The Cure, Weezer, Deftones, Avril Lavigne, Rob Zombie, the Jonas Brothers, ironically and unironically, that I don't care. Burning Up is my shit.
Them boys was behind that. On that shit.
When Nick Jonas had diabetes, I thought that nigga had AIDS. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. They was dragged because they made it seem like the nigga was gonna die. I was like,
no, real shit.
I was like,
was going crazy.
I was crashing out in the 3rd grade. I was like, bro, why the Jonas Brothers? Like, and then it was just like, oh, he just got like,
he's straight. He's straight.
A glucose problem,
like, low and shit.
Type shit. But yeah, like listening to a lot of that. There's some like. I just got into like Chloe Morindo. They're a hyper pop artist. I forget who the fuck they're. Chloe. Ash put me onto them. I just call them Chloe, but they have a song called Celebrity. I really fuck with both versions of the song, especially like I think it's the Blood Bunny version. So they make a lot of good music. And unironically, I do fuck with like a lot of the music that we've been dropping, like on IP tapes 1.5. Not just saying it because I'm on it. I genuinely like the project and I really like it. Also, Seven dropped a song called like, forget what it's called. It's like Deadly something or something, Death Alone, something on SoundCloud. I know it when I hear it, but that's been in my rotation too. Like I definitely fuck with shout out to Seven. He's on the
shout
EP
out Seven.
too. But Seven dropped something, so yeah, that's basically been in my rotation.
Hell yeah. So this question right here, it's more of a hypothetical question. You know how like a lot of artists like in the recent years, they'd get like a certain type of meal, like a fast food joint, or you know, Lotto had a meal. I think Kerwin Frost had a meal. I'm not gonna say the company's name. But you know they had a meal. What would be the Campocalyspe meal, and what, you know, food joint would you have that at?
there's this joint. I don't know if it's everywhere, but it's like in Maryland, and it's called Wings and Burgers, and I get that like damn near every day.
Shout out Wings and Burgers.
Shout out Wings and Burgers. It would probably just be like a really like cool burger. So I get like a pretzel bun, and it has like garlic butter glaze on top of it. Probably like be a double. It would be like a regular burger and then like a double cheeseburger. So like the regular burger is just the patty, the cheese, and ketchup, mayo, mustard. Simple. But if it's a double, it's gonna be double. There's gonna be bacon on there, and it's gonna be like apple wood smoked maple bacon. Fried egg
On the burger?
Yeah, that shit is fire. You're hating on it, but it's fire.
Nah, I've had it. I've had it before. I'm just saying this is a big back ass burger.
Yeah, it's a big bag. And some what's it called? Some 3 cuts of an avocado on that shit. And the fries, they would be fries, but like the cheese is inside the fucking fries.
Hey, innovation.
And then it's just gonna be like, this is for adults, so if you're not an adult, sucks to be you. Should have been older, nigga. But it's gonna be strawberry Hennessy, like strawberry lemonade with like hella Hennessy and a shot of tequila.
So that's the can meal. That is the can meal. For sure. You kind of already answered it, but I was gonna ask you, what was your background with Infinity Posse? Like, how did that transpire?
I mean, I could, for people who weren't paying attention, but basically, we were mutuals on TikTok. Like, you just like randomly followed me, and you was just like commenting under all my shit. And I don't know why, like I just felt the need to. I was like, let me follow Elijah, right? So you were posting music, and I didn't know if you were serious. I was just like, oh, like go stream my mutuals music, nothing more, nothing less. Wasn't really thinking about it, but like we just got like really cool on some internet shit. You followed me, I followed you, we chopped it up. And I kept talking about the music thing for like years. Like I would just keep talking about it, and you would be like, "Oh, like join Infinity Posse," and it's like, "What the fuck is that? Like, what is Infinity Posse? Like, who is that?" And I wasn't really like taking it serious because I've done the group thing, so like I know how like in some cases how that works. So it's kind of like I'm not really trying to get caught up with these niggas. Like I don't got time for like people's egos to be bruised, and like now I'm out the group, or like like typical
on some Miguel shit.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know, but like I said, I was kind of like really trying to do the music thing, and I was like, I mean, you got songs out, I don't have any songs out. You was like, you're very serious, so I was just like, I'm gonna just see what it is, and if it's whatever, then I just leave. But like off the Discord, y'all already had like projects out. Everybody, well not everybody, but most people had like DistroKids and like songs on all platforms and shit. So I'm like, oh shit, these niggas kind of like got something. It was like y'all had like a little buzz, and like in your area, like y'all booking shows, and I'm not booking those shows, but I have like the TikTok clout. So I was like, this is perfect. Like people out of everybody, I'm the most known in the group off of the internet. And then music wise, you niggas are more known on the music shit. So I was like, even if like I don't make music, this is a good marketing thing for everybody involved. So that's kind of how it was. Like you basically just like asked me to join. I joined, and the rest is history.
Campocalyspe, it has been wonderful talking to you, dog. June 15th, that's when Serial Experiments drops. Forget Me Not is already out on all platforms. It will be in the link in the descriptions. It's out everywhere. Go stream Campocalyspe.
And Pillbreaker is a collab. Pillbreaker
and Pillbreaker.
Campocalyspe and Pillbreaker.
Shout out PB. Shout out PB. Shout out Cameron. Shout out Ash. Shout out the
Seven.
gang. Shout out Seven. Shout out the homies.
Shout out everybody. But yeah.
Just to end it off, this is the last question. What is your message to the youth?
Stream my music. No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, just like we all in this bitch. Like this is a floating rock, so we just all on here just trying to get it out the mud, or like just taking one day at a time. Don't stress over shit that you can't control. Live your life like it's live your life like it's literally like the last. Like just hit the ground running. Do what you gotta do. Be the best person you can be, and get this fucking money, because inflation is crazy. So that's basically it. What won't kill you will make you stronger type shit. Like just live your dreams, live your life, man. Life is too short, and time goes by like this. It's already 2024. I'm still mentally in 2020. Like, it's crazy. But literally just do what the fuck you got to do to make sure you're happy. Don't let nobody dim your light. And that's all I really got to say about that.
Shit. Well, you heard it here, folks. That's been Campocalyspe's first full feature interview. Go stream IP Tapes 1.5. Go stream Forget Me Not. Go stream Serial Experiments when it drops.
Invisible Evil.
And Visible Evil. Go stream
All
Infinity
platforms.
Posse. All the artists. Go stream.
All the artists.